Hello viewers, myself Dr. Bhupinder Mehta from Swami Shraddhanand College, University of Delhi. And now today I will start a series of lectures on the topic agrochemistry. Here today there is a subtopic, an introduction to agrochemicals. In this lecture I will tell about what are agrochemicals, what are different aspects associated with the agrochemicals. Now few examples are that we are all familiar with. They are few examples of disinfectant we are very familiar with. Generally disinfectants are germicides. They are used for healthcare, institutional or residential. Now why these are essential? For hospitals there is a continuous process of getting infection or other things. So they should be very clean, neat and clean. Even for institutional where masses are working, and residential also, and all these things we have experienced during the COVID-19, where lot of stress was there, lot of pressure was there to use disinfectant. So they are basically nothing but to eradicate harmful species. Now, the very common disinfectants which are used, they are hexane, 1,3-diol, ethanol, hydrogen peroxide and others. Agrochemistry, now I will discuss about the agrochemistry. Agrochemistry is a research and development branch of chemistry, especially organic chemistry and biochemistry that relates the agriculture. Agrochemistry focuses on scientific advancement with practical application to address agriculture challenges while considering environmental impact and sustainability. Agrochemistry encompasses scientific investigation, large scale industrial production. Now what this means? Agrochemistry, wherever there are agrochemicals, there is bound to be human health issues, there are bound to be environmental issues. All these are dealt independently and strongly by agriculture chemists. And in the large scale production, industrial production units, what are the environmental effect during production? All these are taken care by the agrochemists. Agrochemicals are the chemical products used in agriculture. In general, agrochemicals refer to pesticides, although fertilizer are also part of agrochemicals, but mainly this term is now synonym to pesticide. Classification of pesticide. Here pesticide may be classified as follows based on the use of target pest, based on mode of entry, based on toxicity, based on chemical structure. Now these bases are how pesticide will interact to the agriculture crop. They may be their type, how they are used, what is the mode of entry, toxicity and chemical structure. Here now the first one is classification based on the use of or target pest. Insecticides are substances used for mitigate insects of one or more species. They are used in the agriculture sector for controlling pests that infest cultivated crops. They have other uses as well, such as eliminating insects that spread diseases. It may not be part of the cultivated land, but may be in houses or residential areas, in hospitals or any other in the animal husbandry. Now fungicides are the substances that are used to eliminate or prevent the growth of fungi or their spores. Fungi is a big concern in agriculture, and most of the crop diseases are caused by fungi. Some common type of fungal infections are the rust fungal disease. These are the brown patches, rust like patches on the crop. There you can see that on left side is on there is on the apple leaf soybean rust, at the top there is a general slide for showing the rust. Next is powdery mildew on pumpkin leaves. These something powdery like structure powdery like material you will find on the leaves if you look around, and that is nothing but a powdery mildew fungal infection. Now powdery mildew on grape, this slide shows the powdery mildew on grapes. Next, black spot on rose plant leaves. Rose plant is a part of every house basically. Those who are fond of gardening. Often you see the black spots, that is nothing but that is a fungal infection known as black spot. Apple scab, this disease is one of the deadly disease where the apple fields or orchards are destroyed like anything, and this apple is a very valuable fruit, and it is a serious damaging done by this apple scab. These are the all type of slides where the apple tree, that is apple scab, then apple mosaic, and all these diseases on leaves, they are there. Now, apples are to be protected. Nowadays, lot of fungicides, organic fungicides there which take care of this disease. And next is herbicides. The herbicides are chemicals that prevent or inhibit the growth of weeds. Weeds are unwanted plants that compete for light, moisture and nutrient with the crop. Of course, weeds are nothing but they are plants but which are unwanted plants. So, they compete with their moisture, their nutrients, and they take water from the soil which are needed for the crop. So, they have to be eradicated. These are some of the slides for the weeds in agriculture, lands and lawn. These type of weeds you must have seen it around you. Then in the lands, in lawns, we get lot of weeds on the grasslands. So, they need to be eradicated, and the compounds or the chemicals which are used to eradicate them, they are termed herbicides. Next is weeds along roadside. Like in roadside, there is a path, footpath, or maybe for commuter there is a separate lane. If weeds are grown there, it is very difficult to use them effectively. So, they are eradicated through the herbicides. And another important aspect is railway tracks. Railway tracks basically they get weeds because they are on the land, long distance tracks are there. So, earlier days the weeds created a lot of problem by blocking the tracking mechanism of the rails. So, they need to be tracked and taken care by the herbicides. Now, next is rodenticides. Rodenticides, the rodents are the biggest problem. They pose several diseases. Not only that, they destroy the crop, and in the houses they destroy several things. We are all aware of this destruction caused by the rodents. Now, rodenticides has to be eliminated, and the chemicals used to kill the rodents, they are known as rodenticide. Rodenticides basically they control rats, mice, beavers, porcupines, etc. Now, molluscicides are the chemical used for controlling mollusks like snails and sludge. Mollusks damage the crop by feeding on them. Next is nematicides. Nematicides is the chemical used for killing plants, parasitic nematodes. Nematodes are very tiny species of the order of, say, you can say it is 0.2 millimeter to 3 millimeter hardly. So, they mostly they are in soils and they destroy the plants or crops. Now, the next is acaricides. Acaricides are the chemicals that kill ticks, mites, they are called from the acri family mites, and there is a tick on cows. You can very well see the cow, that body is full of ticks that creates the harmful effect on the cows. Normally, dogs in the family, they also have the ticks. So, they have to be eradicated by the use of suitable chemical, and they are termed as acaricides. Now, other classes based on the use of target pests are antifeedants, bactericides, chemostimulant repellent, insect attractants, plant growth regulators. Now, there they carry the meaning antifeedants, which are basically chemicals used where they are unable to feed, and all other, as per their name, all these will be discussed appropriately in the forthcoming lectures. Now, then the classification based on mode of entry. Now, this classification basically the systemic pesticides, these pesticides are absorbed and transported throughout the plant become toxic to the insect. insect feed on plant and get killed. Systematic insecticides are used against sucking and chewing pests. It kills both harmful and beneficial insects. That is the biggest disadvantage, that not only the harmful, but along with that beneficial insects are also killed. And basically these insecticides, they go into the system of the plant, and then any sucking insect or chewing insect will bite the plant and they will be killed in a simple language. Now, sucking insects are aphids, leafhoppers, whiteflies, bugs, mites, and the chewing insects are grasshoppers, beetles, ants, cockroaches, caterpillars, dragonflies. These are the pictures of slides of the insects, caterpillar and grasshopper and beetles. Now, damage by chewing insect, you can easily see that how these leaves are badly damaged. So, once the leaves are damaged, plant cannot grow. So, these type of chewing insect must be eradicated, or must be that insecticide has to be applied on that to avoid this kind of destruction. Next is sucking insect. These are the pictures of sucking insect. They are the white flies, aphids, leafhopper, mites. So, they also destroy the crop like anything, but the massive destruction is there with sucking insects. Now, contact pesticide. Contact pesticide kill the insect when they come in direct contact with the plants. These insecticides penetrate the skin of insect and eventually kill them. In this, they are then stomach poison. These pests enter in the body of the pest through mouth, digestive system and kill them. Repellents. Repellents being distasteful, keep pests away from the treated area. Repellents are commonly used in household for mosquitoes. Fumigants. These pesticides produce vapors that enter the body of the pest through tracheal system and kill them. These are some photographs where the fumigation process is carried out. Fumigation, basically fumigants, they are vapors in nature. They can reach in depth through each and every corner in the field, through the crop, and even where it is impossible to spray the insecticide because of the fine mist or vapors. With the pressure, these fumigation is done and they reach to the depth. And these are the pictures where the fumigation is carried out in the field, and these are done with the pressure machines where the fine mist is created. And the other is that there is a fumigation in the it is not in the field, but this is carried out in the area, residential area. It may be residential area or any other area where maybe breeding mosquito breeding season is there, that may spread the malaria. Now, one of the most important aspect of fumigation is the fumigation in the warehouses. Now, where the lot of commodities and the grains are stored, how to protect them? The biggest enemy for these are basically rodents and other insects. They enter into the sacks or commodity or the boxes of commodities where they are stored, and then they eat away, and the massive destruction, the quality of the product gets decreased. So, fumigation is the best method, because once the fumigation is done and the warehouse is sealed, so automatically they will kill all the damaging insects or any other species like rodent. Now, acute and chronic health effect of the pesticide to the human. They are abdominal cramps, nausea, vomiting, skins, eyes, lungs and respiratory tract disorder, liver damage, headaches, dizziness and seizures. Now, they are basically causes mental illness, cognitive impairment, endocrine disturbance, reproductive and development disorder, twitching, tremor, carcinogenic effect and inheritable genetic effect. Now, before going to the toxicity criteria, I will basically navigate back for a systemic pesticide. Now, these pesticides, they are often used in the houses also to eradicate cockroaches, termites and other like moth, then bed bugs, but they are available in the diluted market since it has to be used in a very low potency, so that kids in the family or other family members are not harmed. And so, with this I would like to finish this topic up to this and say thanks, and next we will move on to the other is the toxic criteria of pesticide. Thank you very much.